Hi everybody, here's just a few final tips on how you can crack the performance management exam. In the last week before the exam, it's all about question practice. Make sure you're practicing actual ACCA questions. Make sure you're doing questions from a variety of topics because remember that everybody will be getting a slightly different Section C question. So don't go with the mindset that a particular topic will be tested in Section C. It may be something from decision-making techniques, which could be make or buy decisions, could be shutdown decisions, could be relevant costing, could be pricing. And also what the examiners started doing a little more is testing the budgetary aspects, discussing the styles of budgeting, maybe a little bit of analysis on variances, or just performance analysis on a company, maybe even a not-for-profit organization. Yeah, so you may get any of these topics. What is not tested in Section C will then get tested in Section A and B. There will definitely be a costing-based question in Section B. Now again, it's not necessary that activity-based costing is tested. It may be life cycle costing, it may be target costing. So be ready for surprises in the exam and be flexible. Make sure you're studying all parts of the syllabus and you're paying enough attention to everything within the performance management subject. In the exam, please make sure that you're doing all the easy parts of a question first. Make sure that you're showing good exam technique. Make sure you're presenting your answers neatly. If it's theory-based questions, you should be writing short separate points instead of a large paragraph. With the numbers, link your cells, label your workings neatly, make it pleasant for the marker. And then you can get a lot of method marks. It's not about the final answer. It's just about showing the steps correctly, showing that you understand the concepts and you're able to apply it. Even if some aspects of your answer are wrong, that's completely fine. So keep practicing questions, please. Make sure you review your answers from the final mock exam. And I'm sure you'll do really well. Be relaxed in the exam and then it will go great. Thank you.
Hi guys, this is Abby, your tax tutor. I just wanted to give you some tips before your exam. Your exam is right around the corner, so you would have been spending most of your time practicing questions, which is amazing because the key to pass your tax paper, it's a number-based paper, so it is to do with practice. But while you're practicing questions, if you feel like you're remembering or you're forgetting the rules, and to remember the rules, you're going back and reading the textbook or going through a summary sheet, and then you're solving the questions, what I would suggest you to then do is not focus all of your time in practicing questions. Maybe 80% of your time practice questions, but give 20% of your time remembering the rules. Remember, you will not have your summary sheets or textbook in your exam with you, so you need to know the rules in and out. So spend some time knowing the rules, remembering the rules. If you want, you can even ask some of your parent or maybe even your friend to test the rules, so maybe they can ask the rules questions to you through the summary sheet and see if you can remember them. And before your exam, make sure you take ample amount of rest. Tax is a number-based paper, and to do your number-based paper correctly, you need proper sleep, proper food. So please make sure that you do take care of yourself before the exam. And all the best for the exam. I'm sure you can get through this.
Hello guys, the exam is coming up super close. And this video, guys, I just want to tell you the final exam tips for financial reporting. Now, we know that the exam has 3 sections, Section A, Section B, and Section C. Section A and B are the multiple choice question. And this is technically the trickiest part of the exam because it can come from any part of the syllabus. So, tip for you guys, do not leave anything behind. Make sure that you cover every single part of the syllabus. In Section C, we've got our 2 20-mark questions. Either you're going to prepare consolidation or published accounts in the first one, and the second question is basically your ratio interpretation. What I would say to you guys is try to ace that. So try to not only pass the question, but when you are practicing questions, make sure that you try to get above 15 out of 20 in this question. Why? Because Section A and B, which is 60% of the exam, is actually quite tricky, and therefore it is more probable for you to pass the exam by doing really well in Section C. remember, the ratio question, guys, is not really about ratios, but about interpreting the ratios. So do not spend too much time on the calculation and focus on your assessment. Try to see what's happening in the scenario, try to see what's happening during the financial year, the differences between last year and this year, and comment on that. So these are the exam tips, guys, for financial reporting, and I wish you good luck.
Hello everyone, this is Preeti from Phoenix Financial Training. These are just your last few words before you go into your AA exam, guys. Please make sure you're focusing on your approach first in terms of what you need to attempt. So remember, we have two sections. You have section A as well as we have section B. I want you to go to obviously section B first because that is 70% of your paper. In that section, you can do either of the questions, guys, whether you want to do the 30 or the 20 markers, but the main focus is about time management in section B. Keep in mind, for the 30 mark question, you can take around 45 minutes to do it, whereas for each of the 20 markers, you need around half an hour to do the question. Once you're done with section B, then we move on to section A of the paper, guys. Take an hour to do section A, answer all the questions based on your capacity, and then if time permits, you can come back again to section B and answer the remaining if ever there is anything left, or if you want to review through any answers, and that should be your focus on the day of the exam. Remember, in section B of your paper, the three main topics that I would definitely want you to revise before you go into the exam hall is definitely on substantive procedures. Remember the structure, remember the way in which we need to write a substantive procedure, controls questions like deficiencies, how you recommend a control, how do you write a test of control, along with audit risk in terms of how do you answer audit risk question, the structure along with auditor's response. And then spend some time just revising through your mind map for your audit reports as well, and these should be good enough for you to go into the exam hall, guys. Just relax before the day of the exam. Don't go cramping up a lot of things. That is not advisable. Just relax, watch whatever movies you want to watch, maybe Netflix, do whatever you want, listen to some music, sleep early, and then on the day of the exam, please make sure you just revise through the main structures and you're good to go for the exam, guys. So I think you've done all what you need to do for the exams and you're ready for the AA exam. So all the very best, guys, for your exam on the 5th of September. Take care.
Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well. Here are some final exam tips for the financial management exam. I'm sure your preparation is in full flow right now, and that's exactly what I would recommend you do. Just stick to practicing actual ACCA exam questions. Remember the list of questions I'd given you, make sure you're working through those questions. It's all about question practice for the last week before the exam. It's not about going through the notes or reviewing the content. It's just about how you apply that content within ACCA exam questions. So in the exam, please make sure that you spend a little bit of time to prioritize your questions. So take 5 minutes in the exam just to look at what's being tested in section A, B, and C in the exam, and then decide whichever topic you like the most, start with that. Yeah, it may probably be investment appraisal, net present values, etc. There's no guarantee that that will be tested in section C, but whatever topic you like, whatever easy requirements you find, please make sure you start with those. Invariably, there will be a tough question in the exam. There will be something that you get stuck at, and it's about exam technique in those places. It's about how you deal with those difficult bits. Do not waste too much time on it. Assume a number if required, but show the method, present your answers neatly, get all the method marks in section C. Section B, also make sure you're picking the knowledge questions first, tackling those, maybe the theory questions first, and then go into the application-based numerical aspects. Keep practicing, like I said. Make sure you're sticking to actual ACCA questions only. Review your final mock answers. Go through the model answers again. Look at the latest examiner reports that I've sent you, and then I'm sure you'll do great. All the best.